If you're really going to be the pitmaster this year, then you need to know about barbecue rubs and marinades. Heather Smith from Orson Gigi is here to break it down for us. Okay, I'm super excited about this because I just don't know a lot about rubs. So let's talk about the difference between rubs and marinades.
Okay, so you've got different components with each one. A marinade is you've got three components. You've got an oil, so a fat base, so you can use anything from like an olive oil or something that's going to have like a high burn temperature. Okay. So I brought like the avocado oil or grapeseed oil or something like that. You can always add it in. So that's just going to help kind of coat your meat, get a little more, and keep everything in there. Okay. And then your second component is an acid. So you can use a vinegar, lemon, lime. We use soy sauce a lot because it kind of...
What's your favorite?
Probably soy sauce.
So it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sometimes puts a little different color on your meat, but I love the flavor that you can get with it. It also has salt and some other flavors in there, so you're kind of reaching both elements.
What's the third component?
It's flavor and seasoning. So that's where you can have a lot of fun. You can dice green onions or garlic or things like that, or add some seasonings into it, and so you
and that's your marinade.
Yes.
And you can play with that. What about rubs? Rubs are just spices, right?
Well, with it added sugar.
This is why I'm learning.
No, so there's seasonings, there's rubs, and then there's marinades. And so seasonings are just going to be your plain, your spices and things like that. You really can't go wrong with salt and pepper.
That's the extent of my barbecuing right there.
But adding sugar to it will make it a rub. And so what that sugar does is it coats the meat and it kind of keeps everything all in there, but it will also build a little bit of crust on it. So it's really best when you're using like a long, slow cook. So when you're doing something on the smoker or something like a big piece of meat like this,
which is
this is a brisket.
A brisket.
Yep. So you're going to be cooking this in a long amount of time and a smaller temperature. And so when you're doing things like fish or chicken or hot dogs, hamburgers, things like that, you're going to want to do more of just spices because they're not going to need to have the added protection from the heat.
Okay, so what would I do if are we going to rub or marinate this one?
So we're actually going to do, so there's a wet rub and a dry rub. We're going to do a wet rub, which one of my most favorite things, I don't know if you have, is sriracha. So adding this to the meat will give it a little bit of heat. My kids will eat it, so it's not going to be like, okay, this no one else is going to touch this.
Your kids don't even realize this is on it.
No, well, my son sees it and is like, Mom, what are you doing? It's like, no, I promise you'll like this.
Don't worry.
But the brisket, sometimes you have to be careful because it's got like a fat cap on it. So you want to cut that down to about 1/4 inch. We've got a little bit on it over here.
It's a big piece of meat.
It is. But there's a big debate in the grilling barbecue world whether or not to keep it or not. I like to keep it a little. I don't love to eat it.
So you peel it off after.
I feel like if I'm going to keep a big piece of there, then it's going to take all my spices, all my seasonings off. So I trim it down to about 1/4. So it gives me a little bit of fat, but and so it'll kind of keep that meat all together and give it flavor because it really does give flavor.
Okay.
But it's also going to be something that I'm not going to eat.
in a lot of those juices too.
Yes. So what we're going to do is take some sriracha and we're just going to rub all over it. And that's just going to kind of help.
This is my kind of, I like spicy, so sriracha's, I like this.
I am not one to measure. This is the best thing about cooking.
Whatever looks good to you.
Yeah, so like take it in there and then just rub it in. Like really get in the creases. Some people will cut little slits, put garlic, onions, things like that. It's just some added herbs and things to just kind of flavor it up. And then from there, and I'll have you do this since my hands are a little, if you'll just take some of this dry rub, or the rub that we created. So this is a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, then it's got cayenne pepper, paprika, salt, and then some just cracked pepper.
Do you guys have some of these recipes on your website?
Yes. Okay. Yes, we'll have it on our website. And
rub it away. We're going to just put it on?
Hold it up a little high and just sprinkle it on.
Sprinkle it all over, okay.
And then again, there's another debate of whether or not you just lightly sprinkle, but it's called a rub for a reason. Like, just kind of get it in there, get it all covered, and then after you get that, you can do the other side. But this is what is going to give so much flavor and fun.
Okay, and then you stick that just right there into the oven.
So we'll stick this on the grill.
Or grill.
Yeah. So
I'm learning.
So we actually will throw this on our Traeger smoker and we'll smoke it for 12 to 15 hours.
My husband's trying to convince me to buy a Traeger right now.
Oh, good. Well, come see us.
Okay, so great recipes. Go to the website.
Yes, gigi.com. You can get the recipes on our blog. We also are doing a huge grilling event this Saturday.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So we've got Traeger who's coming. Chad Ward is one of their pit masters, is going to come and do a couple classes. We also have Chef Todd Leonard, who has been a big part of Gigi's. He's also the head instructor over at UVU. He's going to be doing classes.
So where is that at on Saturday?
Saturday, it's at our store, 3500 South, 3rd West. All the classes are free, and we've got discounts and sales on everything grilling and barbecuing. So it's
there you
fun.
go. And then you're going to have some amazing brisket a little bit later.
We will
after
have
this.
some of this.
Thank you so much for being here on Studio 5. Good idea. Be a pit master. Get out, get the rubs, get the marinades. Just try it. You never know. You might actually love it.
You'll love it. I promise.